And welcome back on this Friday morning. So glad it is Friday. Could use a break over the weekend. 42 degrees out there. You don't have to worry about ice on the roads just yet. They are saying the rain could be moving in, but it's more toward the Marshall County area, so we're A-OK here. There are school delays, so check on your school before you head out. High temperatures today around 47, and yes, we will have some rain in the forecast with your low temperatures of 28. 46 for your high, or 48 rather, for your high tomorrow, 30 for that low, and of course you may still see some partly cloudy skies. The rest of the forecast not looking too bad for next week for temperatures in the 60s. We'll enjoy that. All right, Miss Heather Montgomery with me this morning talking about wild discoveries, wacky new animals. You are local, and really looking at this book, I would have thought you were not.
It was pretty exciting to research it. I get to talk with people around the world. The amazing thing is they're discovering new animals every single day, anywhere across the earth.
Now you're saying over 1 million have been discovered.
That's right. That's right. They've been scientifically naming animals for 200 years about, and we have over 1 million animals that have been documented and scientifically described. But they're finding new ones every day. And some of them are in the rainforest, you know, in the jungles, in the mountains, in the deepest parts of the oceans, things you'd expect. You know, places.
Right.
People
now,
really...
the ocean, you'd expect to find some really weird-looking creatures.
Yes.
But also on land, I mean, we have a couple photos. And one right here from Tennessee, too. This is, of course, the cover of the book. That's a glass frog. You can literally see all the way through it.
You can see its bones through its skin, and they're green. I mean, weird, just crazy stuff.
That would be, which is very interesting to look at and read about in this book. What is that?
Now, this is a Tennessee blue bottle brush crayfish. You wouldn't realize from looking at the picture, but that creature can get up to 11 inches long. Now, think about a crayfish.
Wow.
You know, usually
they're just 2 inches.
Yeah. This guy, he is one of only 2 crayfish in the entire world that has a very strange set of antennae. If you look at them, you'll see they actually have little hairs on them. All right. There's only one other crayfish in the entire world, and they live in Kentucky, all right, that has these hairs on its antenna. Not that people really look at these, but someone sent a scientist a picture of this crayfish from Tennessee with these hairy antennae. They call them bearded. Well, the scientist was like, some fisherman probably carried crayfish from Kentucky, you know, in his bait bucket or something, and happened to dump them into Tennessee. So it's no big deal. Well, when a second photo came across his desk, now he's in Illinois, this crayfish scientist. He's an expert in the world of crayfish. And, you know, when the second photo came along, he says, something's up here. So he gets 4 biologists in his car and road trips down to southern Tennessee, down near Laredo, and they jump in the creek, Factory Creek, it's a tributary to Shoal Creek, and they started to look. Well, they looked for 2 hours. 4 people who are very good at searching for these creatures for 2 hours. And they looked and looked and looked, and they didn't find anything. They were about to give up. And the guy says, you know, under that bridge, there's a really big rock. I couldn't lift it. Help me lift it. This is the last space we'll look. And sure enough, they pulled him out. Huge crayfish. And they knew right away that
they had found it.
It was totally new. Yeah. So it's pretty amazing.
What fascinates you about this?
You know what fascinates me is that you can go across the world and find really weird creatures, you know, things that shoot acid at you and things that climb in trees. Crazy creatures. There's a fish that has cheeks that it kills with its cheeks, literally. But the thing that fascinates me is there are things in our backyard, you know,
that no one has actually discovered
yet. This is just down the road
yet.
from my house. There are more creatures they found just downstream in Alabama. And somebody literally found a new species in their backyard. This was not a scientist. This was someone who went in their backyard and said, hey, there's something strange in my tree. Took a picture.
Well, if I saw this in my tree, yeah, I'd see that too.
That guy is so strange, the tarsier. He is such a cutie.
He's in Indonesia.
He's cute, he's weird, he's kind of funky. His tail is about 5 times his body. His body is only about that large.
Oh, wow.
It's really cute.
Now, something that you said that's not in this children's book, which we're just going to kind of spill the beans right now, is about that little fuzzy guy right there that we just showed.
Yeah. He, locally, they eat him.
He's apparently delicious.
Yeah.
And I mean, there can't be much meat on there.
There's not much on him. Poor guy. You know, the interesting thing about that creature, unfortunately, is that it's very rare. It's only found on this one island.
Okay.
And it's not maybe because that he's hunted that he's rare. Maybe it is. We don't know. We just don't have enough info. But there's a volcano on the island that takes up the majority of the island. So all the tarsiers in the world are congregating this one little population on the south end of the island, away from the volcano.
How neat. How long have you been writing books?
I've been writing books for kids since 2005 is when I started.
Okay.
But it takes a while to get published.
I imagine.
I'm very fortunate. I have 10 books for children published. And
Good for you.
yeah, I'm very lucky. A lot of that's credit to an organization called the Society for Children's Book Writers and Illustrators.
Okay.
They help me learn about the industry.
Are they all about animals? I got the biggest child
I write
of all.
about science and nature. I can probably find something intriguing.
Freaking nature.
I think we all are.
Where can people get your books? I know you have a website, and what's going on in Huntsville?
Good point. I'll be at the Scholastic Book Fair at the main library on this coming Monday at 4:30, so folks can get it there. A lot of the local booksellers, you can ask for my book, and they may have it or they may order it. You can get it online. I like to use IndieBound, which supports independent bookstores. At Amazon, you can get it. And also, I have an event coming up at the Botanical Gardens Saturday, a week from this Saturday, a wacky animal masquerade where kids can come dressed as an animal, and we'll do all kinds of crafts and games. We're going to go on expeditions through the Botanical Gardens looking for their own weird and wacky animals.
Cute. Well, the kids like to get involved in that too. And like I said, on the back of this, it says appeals to 2nd and 4th graders. Well, all right, I now know my mentality, but this was very interesting to look through.
Thank you.
It really was, and I learned about a lot of animals I didn't know anything about, so there you go.
Appreciate
and one
it.
right here in Tennessee that made it in the book.
Thank you so much.
You
I
are
enjoyed
so
it.
welcome. Enjoyed meeting you, and thanks for your husband for being such a loyal viewer, too.
He's great. He's a great guy.
He said he was your biggest groupie, which I understand that. All right. Well, thank you so much. Remember, that's HeatherMontgomery.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
HeatherLMontgomery.com. You can find out more information about that and also see the list of events that she has coming up that you can maybe get your kids involved with, too. With that in mind, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We're going to show some video of the rally that took place last Saturday, or this past Saturday, and talk to Matthew Kyle a little bit, too. Stay with us. We'll be right back.